Welcome back, everybody, to FOF Season 4. What an amazing showing with our first game with TG versus RLS. Game number 2, however, of Week 1, Day 1. Returning to FOF on the blue side, we have INT. And debuting in Friend or Foe Season 4, on the red side, we have Coinflip Gaming. Bringing the hype for the new season, as always, my name is Whirler. And once again, I have Therocles casting alongside me.
The one, the only, I haven't gone anywhere, you can't fire me, I'm second height. No, I was kidding. You just, this place is dope. I love it.
Amazing first game, and it makes me even more excited to see this game. Returning to FOF, INT, if you've watched Season 3, you know them well. But I'm excited to see what Coinflip Gaming has to offer with us, with a whole roster of new players that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, moreover than just Season 3, they were in Season 3, they were the winners of Season 2, and I don't think the whole team was around Season 1, but Bo Explode himself also performed in Season 1. So this team is no stranger to the Friend or Foe stage whatsoever. But Coinflip Gaming, on the other hand, like you said, absolute team of new players, new champions, new strategies, breathing in that lifeblood that this show loves, needs, and appreciates. We're already done with the first round of drafts here in just a few seconds. Interesting choices. It looks like INT's done their research and they've got something to say about the bottom lane, particularly the Ashe, the Zyra, definitely powerful combos to get rid of. On top of that, Kale, they must know something we don't.
They must know something we don't. They might have done their research, and that's your Season 2 winners for you. And Bo Explode with the Hecarim, that's the one and only. You know him too well to see that Hecarim on the Rift. I want to talk about a little bit about the returning players in INT. We got Bo Explode, Brock Lee, and Kenny Hammerspike, and I think He Who Slops. Is that correct?
That is correct. Fish McGish is also normally part of the roster. He's a sub usually, so we don't have a Vault noob here today. But again, these players all have the synergy. Go ahead with your point.
Oh, no, I just want to see if you have anything to say about these returning players. Are you excited to see what they have to pull out? Are you excited to see what they're going to bring back? We got the Hecarim coming back, so that's something to start with.
Yeah, it's a little concerning. I feel like Hecarim is kind of in a bad place. He's been gutted a lot. But Bo Explode does, make Hecarim look incredibly good. I'm kind of worried that maybe they're just defaulting to things they've always found success on, and if they're not showing that adaptability, it could come back to get them. However, that said, if you're part of the public Discord, not too long ago, Songo and some of the people from VVZ, from one of the potential seasons, is going to be STC, all queued, and Bo Explode took a screenshot, dropped it in the server, and went like 23 and just absolutely stomped him. So he knows a little something about this champion, to say the least. On the flip side, this Rise pickup is interesting. I don't think that's a Broccoli. Broccoli doesn't play anything usually. He likes his Camille's. He likes his Engage. We've seen him pick up like maybe a Bully Bear once in a while, but Set could also be He Who Slops. I think last season we saw He Who Slops pick up Set quite a few times as well. But they're playing this draft flex very, very smart.
Definitely so. It's looking, if you look at this, you would imagine that it's Rise mid and Set top, but if you know the players, that Set could easily go into the support. That Rise could, I would say that Rise is mid. That's pretty comfortable on that. But Camille being taken for Coinflip Gaming. So no Camille for Broccoli today guaranteed as we head into the second draft phase of bans. It's looking like bot lane focus all around. For the bot lane rather. Top side, on the other hand, who in the side of Coinflip do you think is going top lane?
I absolutely know the answer to this. I've played a scrim against them. I don't know. I'm fairly certain I know. I'm pretty sure that Camille is going to pole vaulter. Is an absolute madman. I would probably say between him and Sadist, they're probably the shining stars from what I've seen in the off season. To expect. Pole vaulter knows that champion very well. But on the flip side, the Gwen, I didn't see him pull it out. And going mid against Rise, Rise has that close range that her, circle thing to I'm terrible with names right now, to block out the damage if you're not in the range. I don't think it's going to find too much success. So this is a really smart pickup. On the flip side, the Pantheon, now that's another question. Is that going to go support? Is that going to go jungle?
That is the good question here, but with the name like Sonafine and it's open, you gotta pick the Sona. Sonafine getting the traditional comfort pick, it looks like. I mean, by the name, I'm just assuming that that's correct. Whereas the Pantheon, I'm assuming that's going to be Pantheon mid and Gwen jungle. I feel like that is going to be the case. We'll never know until we load in onto the Rift, of course. We got a Blitzcrank being responded to with a Samira. That is aggressive. Goodness me.
That is a power move. You know, that's saying that we're not just here to play bot lane. We're here to get a lead. We're here to dominate. We're here to take kills. And Sona is very squishy. You know, one of the lowest based defense stats and health in the game. So that, if it's a hook, it's probably not a flash check, and even then, it's probably a death. So there's not a whole lot to do. So it's going to be really interesting to see. Sadist what they pick up here at this last pick.
Definitely so, and it's looking like it's going to be the Caitlyn. Yes, it is, and that's going to conclude that draft. Oh my, what an interesting draft to kick off game number 2. I like where it's going though. I mean, In the Trees have a very aggressive comp. All 5 members looking to go forward and more forward too. You got movement speed on Rise to back that up. You got Blitzcrank hooks to get picks. You got Hecarim diving in the back line, Samira following up with it, and you got a set just to bring it all together. I mean, that comp looks pretty good in itself. On the flip side, no pun intended, Coin Flip Gaming, having a nice deal of flex picks. I'm going to be very honest with you. If you didn't know the players, and you shouldn't be given that this is their debut match, those top 3 picks could be going anywhere. However, you have mentioned that Gwen mid has been released before in sort of scrims.
Yeah.
I feel like this game, it could be going jungle. I feel like Pantheon against Hecarim could be a good matchup. But I feel like Gwen thrives more in the jungle in this specific case rather than mid lane. I think it's going to go to In the Trees. What do you feel like it's going to?
In the Trees being known for their front-to-back team fighting, it's going to be hard, especially playing Samira into like this dive, following up with Hecarim, and maybe the Rise is probably going to be the thing that puts together. But for me, I think CFG has a lot of disengage, a lot of things stay over there, and then follow up with the re-engage in the Pantheon and then Pole Vaulter's Camille. So I'm actually going to say that I would love to see CFG take game 2 today.
All right, I'm excited to see that one as well. And we are ready to get into game number 2 of the day. Welcome to the second ever game of FOF Season 4. Sonafine is alone in that bush, and that's 5 members of In the Trees coming forward to see if they can get something. That's a good flash hook from Blitzcrank, and that's going to be enough. There goes Sonafine. That's first blood for In the Trees. Oh, what a start to the match. 6 stacks for Rise's tier 2, and it is going to be Pantheon mid lane with Gwen jungle. Look at that.
All right, fine, I'll give you that one. You got me on that. With that, it's so cool to see. You know, last time we just saw standard 5 point nothing happened early the game, but they didn't respect the Blitzcrank. You know, they had vision. They've got the pixel push warded. They knew they were there. They could have just thrown a simple ward on their blue buff, or maybe in the path to the side. You don't have to stay that close. So that might just kind of maybe be a little bit of the early game jitters coming out. You know, playing on stage is very different than, you know, just playing up on a solo queue. So it's going to be, you know, is that just like a, hey, let's take a breath and reset? Or is there something that's going to need to come from this team?
Definitely so. And in the top lane, it's going to be Fish McGish on the set, piloting the set in the top lane against Pole Vaulters, Camille. And then we got Bo Explode on the Hecarim. We got Skinsboy9 on the Gwen jungle. Brock Lee, you know and love him on the Rise in the mid lane against Giovanna on the Pantheon, debuting that. That's a nice pick to debut with too. Sadist on the Caitlyn against Kenny Hammer Spikes. Samira, I always forget the name of that champion. I want to call her Dante because Devil May Cry. He Who Slops on the Blitzcrank with Sonafine. The name says it all. And first blood already given to Fish McGish, starting the lane with a sword.
True, taking that advantage where they can. You know, Blitzcrank does have flash jumps. They do have that advantage on their side. Not a whole lot of much used other than that. So let's play the game that we started last time. Who's getting first blood?
Theracles?
Hello?
Do
Am I here?
you? Yeah, you're here. Are you here? Do you want to? There's already first blood.
Just kidding. I was testing you. You see,
Yeah.
part of my
Pop
job.
quiz.
Make sure everyone is,
I got pop
uh,
quizzed.
we not even talked about it. I'm out of my mind. It's okay. This game, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
It is going to be great, but I will tell you who's going to get second blood, and
There you
I'm
go. That's
very
what I
confident in this one. I mean, look at the scoreboard. If Set does not get a 1v1 here, it's over. Although I'm already wrong. Good flash from Sonafine is going to get her out of that, but it's not going to be enough. Kenny Hammerspike is going to be able to flash and respond into that one. Didn't even get enough time to make my prediction. Kenny Hammerspike really showing the Samira power. As Fish McGish is getting ganked by the Gwen. Gwen, not a lot of CC, so Set should be able to walk and flash out of this. Are they going to be able to flash and respond to that? Oh, he's walking forward, though. Skins Boy not liking that. Going to eat forward and get the snip on him. Fish McGish is going to live with one less flash. Isn't going to be enough to get a kill.
It's a good question. We've also got, Bugs Blood farming up in his side. So maybe he still got Ghost. That means that's a very powerful pick, and maybe you're not wrong. You get that solo kill.
Good. Oh, okay. Third blood went to the Set. Third blood. There
Goodness gracious. All right, Whirler, your crystal ball is good, but probably it's got a few, things to scuff out here and there. But it's pretty much on point for the most part. So
okay, my crystal ball saw the Set kill, but it didn't see Kenny Hammerspike going in for the amazing play. I mean, come on. Hex Flash from He Who Slops, gonna miss on the hook by very little. That would have been cool if that happened.
Yeah, that was close. Oh man. Okay, now we gotta watch what is Boxball gonna do. He's got the summoner advantage. He's got no flash on Sona. That's probably the easiest pick right there. I don't know if he needs to. It seems like Kenny Hammerspike and He Who Slops is controlling the way very well. But as far as this Wayne states, it's kind of harder to gank the others. Maybe they can do a reset. Or maybe he could just farm till 6. He's already got plated boots, so that movement speed is going to be good, and the auto reduction this early is also very pivotal in most of these fights as well.
I'd like to take a moment to talk about the almost 30 CS lead Fish McGish has accomplished for himself in the top lane. How do you feel about that? That's impressive.
Yeah, that's pretty nutty. I'm not gonna lie. 2 kills on the side of this set. Seems like this is what we're going to do today. We're just going to have rolling sets be the leaders of what's going on. Other than that, that 30 CS is massive. That kill going over early is punishing. And he's also sitting on TP, so which means they have to have some kind of plan for what they're going to use that TP for, I hope. Otherwise, it might just be a mistake.
Definitely so. I could even see in the next sort of back for bot lane, as soon as they go for another reset, potentially these players could lane swap and sort of switch it up, deal with the Set, prevent him from getting a bigger lead, and give Camille some time to get some solo XP in the bot lane and not have the threat of getting 1v1 by Set over and over and over. Are they going to go for it? Is Kenny Hammerspike and Blitzcrank a good matchup for Camille? Now is the second question. I feel like Camille could be safe enough to at least let them push in, because either way, I feel like Samira is going to be pushing the wave. So it's not like they can just freeze on Camille and leave it all to die. It's an idea. Is it going to be executed? That's up to the players. As we have Sadist down 10 CS, down a kill, but not out of this game by any means necessary. Rise coming in for the TP, helping Bo explode out with his 1v1. Skins Boy running away for his life. No flash. Flash W from the Pantheon is going to be enough to get Bo explode off of Skins Boy. Get him a little bit low, but now he's in a little bit of a sticky situation. So flash from Rise is going to be enough to get him. Giovanna is going to be going down to Broccoli.
All right, we're sitting on 4-0 currently from the side of our previous Season 2 champions and Season 3 semifinalists. Yeah, there we go. So they're really taking this game back by storm. Kind of talking to your point about ganking the bot lane. On the side of Coinflip Gaming, there's not much they can do. Maybe, hold on. Yeah, okay, there's nothing I can say. But yeah, there's not much they can do. Like, the Caitlyn, unless they do some weird trap, until Sona hits 6, what's Gwen going to do? Run at them? But there's no CC. That might be a little bit of a draft overthought. Otherwise, they just have way too much confidence in the bot lane that's going on. And especially, I know Blitzcrank was kind of picked late, but that's a lot of confidence to have.
Definitely so. I mean, the times we've seen Blitzcrank shown in FOF have been very impressive, and so far we are seeing kills coming out from the Blitz hooks. We're not seeing too many of them land, but that. I mean, most Blitz hooks you see are the 1 in a million. You miss 10, you hit the game-winning one. So that's all that really matters for Blitzcrank. We got to see exactly in full what this Blitzcrank has to offer before we write it off just yet.
You know, you just miss all the shots you don't take. No,
Mhm.
just kidding. But I'd say more importantly, like the staple player that comes to my mind when I think of Blitzcrank and FOF has to be last season returning player and Tunes, just on repeat. Last time played OOD, had a lot of success teaming up with Photograph. With that Ziggs Blitzcrank lane comes to mind, and he just really shown and put in the work. So it's kind of nice to see other people are starting to pick that champion up. Maybe not all the time, but it definitely in this lane, it's just a phenomenal choice.
Definitely so. And so far, INT, despite not making finals in season 3, are really showing promise with how clean they're playing so far. Good hook from Slops to force the flash out of Sadist. Isn't going to result in a kill just yet, but a flash is a flash, and they have just what they need to get out of this one. Four down the bot lane. Are they going to get out of this one? They're walking down to their tower. I'm not too sure if we're going to be able. Oh, that's going to be Slops going down. I wasn't able to see any of that, unfortunately, due to some lag. We were looking at a photograph, speaking of.
Hey.
But that is unfortunately going to be He Who Slops going down after that. Very unfortunate for INT, because that means they get control of the river. That means Coin Flip can have some time to recover after the monstrosity of an early game that INT have brought onto them. There is hope for Coin Flip. Flipping the coin, as you may say.
Flipping the coin, indeed. That could have costed them a little bit. Not that we'll see the fruits of that now, but later. Rise is starting to amass a little bit of a lead, and also, with Pantheon going with Doran's shield and Doran's blade on the first back, and they're available. He's kind of taken a very, cutting his gold efficiency a lot in the hopes of making this lane better. So we'll see exactly how that comes, full circle if that is penalized later. But also we on the opposite side, INT is no stranger to things going wrong on one side. Let's make a play somewhere else. Is able to pick up the Rift Herald. Now with Dragon coming up in just 15 seconds, I would love to see them alley-oop that and do a huge macro play to maybe get some good gold onto someone while also setting up Dragon priority soon.
Absolutely. And as you saw in that bush down in the bot lane jungle bush, double the ward, double the vision. Both of them get taken out. Blitzcrank having to replace one into the red side jungle. He Who Slops landing on Sadist. Sadist, no flash to get out of this one, but is back in the back line. Skins Boy and Giorno Giovanna are going to be going down to Bow Explode. Bow Explode really demonstrating his dominance in that fight. Kenny Hammerspike with the damage to back it up, and Brock Lee pumping out the EQs too. And that's going to be an Ocean Drake going over. Second dragon of the game for INT. And that's Pole Vaulter starting to fight. I don't think he can finish his food. Fish McGish doing a lot of damage in this top lane. And he's going Blade of the Ruin King set this time.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. He amassed almost a 40 CS lead at this point. Camille sitting on a Sheen and a Phage now. The Divine Center is going to come through late. The TP coming through on top with no other real macro plays to make this time. Mid lane going down and giving Rise so much more gold. So INT is just out macroing this play so hard. Just picking up second dragon in a row. So much gold swing. We're looking at almost a 6 amassing to 7k soon. Early gold lead at 11 minutes. This is almost unheard of.
Definitely so, and we've been talking a lot about the CS difference in the top lane, but let's take a moment and feast our eyes on the middle lane without almost any sort of pressure from Bow Explode or Skins Boy. Brock Lee has definitely established a 30, or more like 20 CS lead on Giorno Giovanna. And that's very impressive for Rise. I mean, Rise is very good at CSing. Oh, in the top lane, though, we got a 3-man gank on Fish Magish. Ulti's blown out by all 3 is going to be enough to get the shutdown for themselves. That's set. He still has TP going down from the 3-man gank. Very well played for them. But back to the Rise. Definitely very impressive on his own, almost, if not fully on his own. 20 to 30 CS for the Rise. Honestly, very impressive.
Yeah, not to mention all those plates from the Rift Herald
Ooh.
and the first turret. Dealing a blue Brock Lee. You know, one of my favorite things about last season was the copy posters about Brock Lee. So I can only imagine that Chad is not letting me down right now and just spamming those nonstop. So please throw those in there if I am only one fan of Brock Lee. You guys know what you're doing. Yeah, I think Jeff, get to work if you're in that chat. No,
Jeff God Gamer coming in.
Yeah, again, the lead rising up from Rise. Haha. Okay, is massive. Completed first item, completed boots. Almost got that tier fully stacked. The gold difference is insane. You know, as soon as he hits 2 items, this line is going to get nuked. I mean, no one is really a tank line. Like, how are you going to stop this massive roll?
Skins boy getting pulled by Slops. He's going in, though. Kenny Hammerspike getting exhausted. Is going to be almost taken out, but he gets out alive, barely, as Skins boy. Flashing out wasn't enough. Giorno Giovanna flashing in to hopefully save him, but that's not going to be enough. Bow Explode getting a double kill for us.
Do you think there was a moment where, you know, Kenny was like, wait, don't pull it onto me, and then just had this huge panic attack? Or do you think he just really wanted to make a flashy heal flash play and say calculate at the end, you know?
We'll go with the latter on that one. I feel like Kenny Hammerspike likes his calculated plays, and that was a good demonstration of the such.
Yeah. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt for a season. Something interesting to talk about. Brock Lee is not normally, you know, a mid laner. Again, their normal mid laner starter is Evolve Noob, not here. So him stepping into a different role also doesn't show too much of their hand in the first game.
Definitely so. Fish Magish, though, despite being their sub player, demonstrating a very good performance so far on the Rift. Bow Explode up in the top lane. Pole Velter might be in some trouble. The Ghost has been pressed. The hook shot was canceled by the Hecarim devastating charge, and devastating indeed, as Hecarim gets a solo kill on the enemy top laner, putting Camille even more behind than she already was.
Yeah, setting up a lot of pressure in the top lane. Bow Explode, you know, just going to be like, hey, you want to send 3 people after my top laner? I'll just come up here, secure this real fast. All right, there you go, Fish Magish. Go ahead, back to doing your thing. I'll go ahead and be a terror here soon. I've got my ult. I'm going to clear out some of this jungle. And we're looking at Dragon in just 30 seconds. So let's go ahead and watch how these teams start to set this up. We've already got Rise in the bottom. If he wants to cheat a reset, he absolutely can with his teleport. Also, Fish Magish also still sitting on that teleport. Moving around this part, the kill threat from Blitzcrank is a lot. I would be a little bit scared in the way they're setting right now, in the fact that Kenny Hammerspike does not have any summoner. So if it's a fight, it's a full fight, and we've got, you know, a lot of, you know, Camille can come at any point if she's, you know, not envisioned, but also the Pantheon ult is a lot of threat.
Definitely so, and so far from what I'm seeing, these dragons have been coming out very, very quickly in these first 2 games. In the first game, we had a 23-minute soul, and with the dragon being taken at 16-16, we are on track to have a 21-minute soul. So 2 games in a row, back-to-back, we're already breaking records. And if we get a 26-minute Elder Dragon, that will be insane.
Yeah, definitely. I would just like to go ahead and say thank you for respecting our schedule, but the max range hook, just leave him alone.
That's going to be Giorno Giovanna going down to the Blitz hook, under tower. That's 3 members. Bow Explode does not care. Kenny Hammerspike will go down, unfortunately, for that. However, they get a tower for themselves. Skins Boy up in the top lane is going to take this Rift Herald for himself. That's going to help them a little bit in terms of gold. No platings to really secure, but opening up the map is definitely welcome if it is going to be possible for him. Rift Herald has been secured, and we will see what Skins Boy is going to be able to do with these. Fish McGish back in the mid lane now. He's back and he's ready for some action. He's got the Bork ready, and it looks like with the I believe I like to call that item the fake phage, because that's essentially what it is now. What is he going for? Is that going to be a Wit's End coming out on the set, or is that something else? What do you think?
Could be. If I was a top lane, I could probably tell you.
Nope, that's Triforce.
Triforce? Oh, that's right. He doesn't have his mythic yet, so that would be an absolute smart way to go. Just, that solo pushing power he's got also still sitting on these TPs. So, again, INT is calculating what they can use, and the pressures they have, could lead. Because, soon, I think CFG is going to try and make a play and forget about those tools. So it's going to spiral very, very quickly. But let's talk about, they're on point for soul. What do you think that CFG can do to make their way back into this game? Sada still isn't sitting too far behind. His mythic is very, very delayed, but he's not dying. He's keeping up in CS. And he just needs some way to, delay the fight. And I think, despite Sonar being behind, can do that, and the exhaust can definitely slow down the fight.
A great way to delay this fight is exactly what Skins Boy has in his inventory. That would be the Rift Herald. I feel like I don't think it's going to last long enough for the dragon to come up. 2 minutes and 30 seconds coming up on that, and he received the Shelly about 2 minutes ago. Bow Explode caught out at the Wolf camp isn't going to be enough to get out the devastating charge, or rather the ulti isn't going to be enough, but a good lineup from the Sona ult and Caitlyn Q is going to be enough to take Kenny Hammer Spike and He Who Slops out. That's 3 members for CFG, and that is the way that they're going to get back into this game. Now they have a Rift Herald to respond to that with. Theracles. Break it down for me.
It's all good, man. This is insane. This is exactly what they needed. Just overcommitment too far. The Hex Check Prison, I think it was called, locks Bow Explode into place, and then the pulling trigger. They're so ready to play. Sona comes up, takes the flash play, immediately follow up by Pantheon. This is that mobility we were talking about earlier, and then they're going to go ahead and use this Rift Herald that we've been sitting in, just like you said earlier too. Get first turret down from the side. Close. They were only sitting at a 10k gold disadvantage. Now let's go ahead and take a look after this. That's 3k back, so INT is still considerably up, but
it will even out to about 5,000 gold at the end. But Set actually evening it out for themselves, so it is still going to be very, very much in the favor of INT, as Set gets a solo tier 2 in the top lane, which is very, very good. That's 600 gold in his pocket.
Correct, yeah. When things go bad, still making a play somewhere else, just like we talked about. And wow, that's just so. Now that they've had them, let's take a look. So they've completed some of the items that were being delayed. We've got Divine Center coming through, Eclipse, Caitlyn's finding out the Kraken Slayer, finish boots, and into the next part, probably Rapid Fire Cannon. Along those lines, the gems are Moonstone Renewer is completed, and Gwen is still kind of delayed. I think it's going to be probably not the next fight after, where we see Gwen really come online.
Ooh, good flash from Giorno Giovanna, but we got some TPs coming in from Pole Vaulter and Fish McGish. Giorno getting out of that one alive. Responded to with his team very accordingly. He Who Slops is in here, though, and he's ready for it. The hook going to hit a Krug. Isn't going to start the fight at all. Pole Vaulter is getting out of that one alive, but a flash E from Fish McGish is going to start the engage, and Giorno Giovanna is forced to pop out his E to block some of the damage, and that did matter. He is taken down very low. 25 seconds on the Dragon. We're on the opposite side of the map. Which team will get there first? That is going to be one heck of a skirmish for both sides. A lot of flashes blown on the side, on both sides, really. That was Set flash. We got the Giorno Giovanna's flash. You got Caitlyn's flash. And forget about Dragon. We're going to start Baron here. You're giving up your soul point for Baron. This is a risky trade if it works. They're going to respond, or CFG is going to respond by getting their hands on the Dragon first. But uncontested, INT are going to get themselves a Baron. I feel like that was a great call for them. I mean, giving over one Infernal for a Baron, we like to see it.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna hurt them at all. I think they're still strong enough. They can take fights. So the Drex Dragon is still definitely in priority for them as long as they don't do anything crazy to lose the lead the next few minutes. However, what they do get is that Baron pushing power, and we've seen him play in macro in such a more impressive way that it's gonna be great to watch what they do with this next. But more importantly, like you said, the last fight there were so many flashes that were blown, and a lot of these champions, it's just a flash check. Blitzcrank Bolt, do you have a flash? Do you live? No. Rise getting too close, same thing, teleport in. And again, Hecarim still sitting on the Ghost now that just came up and has his ult. So these are often just flash checks. So if you're not being careful of these things, that trade is more than worth it, and it could definitely just lead to the nail in the coffin.
Definitely so. And let's see what this team can do with Baron now in their pockets. Are they going to be able to just siege this tower uncontested, or do they have to fight for it, as they're going to get the tier 2 very easily, and so is Fish Magish versus Pole Vaulter, not even acknowledging Pole Vaulter's existence, misses the hook shot too. Giovanna ulting from the top lane to make sure they can get to mid lane, but Rise is up there pushing his heart out. Fish Magish over the wall. He's gonna plant on in. Skins boy narrowly dodging the face breaker, having to flash out though. Fish Magish getting some damage on the status, but Sonafiend gonna get pulled in, and that's gonna be Sonafiend going down. Slops is in a bit of a pickle though, as Camille gets the ulti on him, has to run out though, as Fish is just on him, and he does not get killed either. He hook shots over the wall, but that's two members of Coin Flip down. And so that's going to secure them an in-hit.
Yeah, and probably, too, they're just going to rotate top and take that, too. That fight was just so forced on both sides, Fish getting an excellent flank, but then missing. But then the instant follow from Boxplode says, hey, this isn't over. And then the Sona played that really well, too, getting the crescendo under tower. Really well played and made that fight not go for catastrophic, So it could have been a lot worse. So they did great to defend what they could. But anyway, 2 inhibitors is fantastic. That's going to be pushing on the top side, and they've got plenty of times to still make plays. If they want to slow it down and clean up any last-minute items or something, they absolutely can. But with that top side, it gives them free pressure in the bottom, and, from that, also pressure on the Dragon. So it's going to be really interesting to see the defense potential coming through from CFG in the next few minutes.
Definitely so. 28 minutes and 30 seconds is when that top lane and mid lane inhib will come up. That gives them plenty of time to get the soul for Infernal Dragon while that's still going, pressuring the top side of the map to keep their bot side pressured. That is amazing for INT. That's going to pretty much almost guarantee the Infernal unless something devastating happens. And watch me cast or curse that as we go into the last 1 minute and 48 seconds till Infernal Dragon spawns. Isn't going to be a breaking record from the Elder that we got in the last game. 23 minutes the last Dragon was secured, 28 minutes the Elder has spawned. So it is not going to be a broken record for INT, but still an amazing performance thus far. An early Baron and the such has brought them to a substantial 11k gold lead.
Yeah, this is hard. 11k gold lead. We've seen them thrown before, but I don't know. INT, I don't think is one of the teams that have done that, has thrown that far. But they have dropped it in a couple spots, so there is something that they can definitely learn from rewatching this game. A few things, especially in the Bug Explode, overextend into the mid fight that broke out. But other than that, INT is looking really good this season so far. And again, not even having their starter mid and their top being their mid. So again, not showing everything, but showing a very commanding first start.
Definitely so. Bo Explode and friends pushing up the bot lane to pressure this one out as Infernal Dragon comes in 30 seconds. Giovanna getting pulled by the Blitzcrank, followed by the crescendo from Sonafiend, but Sonafiend's going to go down to Fish Magish under the tower. Everyone's bringing very low right now as Kenny Hammer Spike with the Katarina ult is going to be enough to take down 3, and there goes 4. That's a quadra kill, preemptively stolen, and that isn't even going to be the Infernal Soul. Who needs a soul? We're going to end the game, and that's amazing from In the Trees. In the Trees coming back with a vengeance. They want this series. Helios League, watch out. We got some competitors. Goodness gracious. What a amazing performance from all 5 players.
Yeah,
I am happy, to say the least. What a game.
yeah, I couldn't agree more. Again, I can't think of a single weak player in that game from INT. Like they all were on point. The Blitzcrank hooks, the Kenny Hammerspike ults were just devastating. Broccoli had a lead, never gave up a single inch of that lead. Bow Explode made the plays. The macro movements were great. One little moment of a slow falter. Fish McGish just absolutely dominating. So what a fantastic start from INT and CFG. Look at that damage. Actually, still not even too far. Caitlyn still DPSing super high. Pole vaulters super high as well as Skins Boys. So that's definitely not a game to be sad about. You guys are doing great. Just a few macro things here and there to pick up, and maybe I think the draft is kind of where it fell apart. Maybe a little bit more onto that side. We can see a whole lot more.
Absolutely. Welcome to the league, Coin Flip Gaming. You're doing great so far. Shake off the loss because you guys have got this. I am excited for this season. What a great first 2 games that I have seen. Stay tuned because we got an interview with your winners brought to you by our very own Chris Edgeworth. I'm excited to see where that goes. And following that, we have a game 3 following with a game 4. Don't go anywhere. We still got time. My name is Whirler once again, and joining me as my color caster was Therocles. Wish him luck because very soon he's going in the game, and you guys get to see Therocles in action. I'm excited to see that one as well. Good luck to you, my buddy, and for everyone in the chat. We will see you very soon. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Dreams ain't got time to make them see what we believe. You and me, This is Chris Edgeworth here for our second interview of our first day for Helios from the Friend or Foe series. I am joined by the victorious Bo Explode from the returning In the Trees. How you feeling after that big win, Bo?
I'm feeling kind of good. It was a good first game.
Yeah, way to shake off the cobwebs, definitely, and to welcome Coin Flip into the league. Let's talk a little bit though first about what it was like for In the Trees, a returning champion to the league, a stalwart. Coming in as we grow the league and split it up into the Helios and Luna, what is it like being a perennial member of this league, joining in this grown league, and what was it like for your team preparing for this new league?
So, for those you don't know, I started playing FOF in season one, and I think it was like really exciting watching FOF grow from season one to season four. Like it's amazing to see like the broadcast like improve significantly and like all the people that have shown interest in playing in FOF. Like the fact that we have two leagues filled with teams that just like hardcore want to play and want to win is like astounding. Like with how FOF started. Um, and yeah, that's why INT is back for season four. Like we really like the competitive atmosphere of FOF, which is why we like it's just so fun. I think all the teams like they know what competitive drive like the competitive drive to play in FOF is just exhilarating.
Yeah, as I was touching on in my last interview, it's really it can be kind of tough when you're bringing in all this new talent into the league, which we're so happy to welcome. But just getting adjusted to the competitive nature of being in this organized play structure, especially with now, as you say, it's so great to see. So many teams taking the step to come into this structure and to get into this organized play. It's really awesome to see teams stepping up and going against teams that are decorated and players that are decorated like those in the trees. Must be a tough first opponent for Coin Flip Gaming. You guys gave him the welcome wagon, finding Sonafine level one. So let's talk a little bit about this game here. You were on the horse. Talk to me a little bit about the draft that you folks put together on In the Trees and how you're feeling coming into this game with the draft that they had.
So our main focus, well, obviously CFG is a new team, so we don't know any of their players. So we just skimmed their, NA Op GG or whatever, and we saw that their support was like they played only mainly squishy supports. So we just the main focus was just get a kill bot lane, kill the support, and like kill the bot lane multiple times, snowball that, and just end the game. That's pretty much it.
Well, yeah, you certainly were doing your best to make sure that happened. I mean, you're basically just running all galloping all over the place on this speedy horse. Showing the Riot Balance team that they didn't do enough to put this guy in the glue factory. So well done on your regard there, Bo. Personally, but especially I think it was just a lot of this game showed what it's going to take for these other teams in the league that are joining, as well as our returning teams or met players rather that are putting together teams in this league. That there are still pillars to topple in this league that such as In the Trees, and you folks really well acquainted yourself or showed yourself off your skills in this matchup. And that's sort of where I want to leave this interview is what is your expectation for yourself and In the Trees as we embark on this season of Helios, with some of the talent from previous seasons being split up between the two leagues. Not all of the familiar faces are in your side of the bracket. What are your thoughts on where In the Trees can go in this Helios league?
Yeah, so all the former teams from season three are mainly in Luna, with I think only Team Sword being in Helios, or there's PTP and Girl, but all these new teams. I mean, this first game against CFG, I think I really liked it, like how we played a little clean. But yeah, that's just I think it's just a showing on like it tells these new teams that no one's messing around in this league. Like UB and BBZ were the two scary ones from last season, and they're not in this league, but I think in Helios, there's a lot of other scary teams that the new teams like have to fight for.
Well, as we continue with day one. We do have 2 more matches coming up. We'll have to see how some of the newer players and the newer teams acquaint themselves. And coming up, we are going to be having a matchup that includes some returning champions, as you touch on. The Gorilla Muffins are coming in on this one, so I'm gonna give it a tip of my hat because my best friend Trulax21's on that team. But also our illustrious Theracles is going to be in this game too. So folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. But first, before we step away, I almost forgot. Bo, before we step away, are there any final thoughts, any markers, any flame you want to leave here as we start the season and before we step away?
Not really. Just welcome to the new teams. This first game again shows that no one's messing around, and if you guys want to beat us, then good luck.
Exactly. Good luck to everyone, folks. Don't go anywhere, though. We'll be right back after a short break with Game 3, so don't go anywhere.